Digimon Liberator has now finished the first 2 issues of the comic, 2 chapters of the novel, merchandise being released, and more. 2 months later, I think it's a good time to look at what it is. And the biggest question that I personally have at this point, who is it for? Is it for the card game fans? Is it for the Digimon fans? Is it for the people in between that are trying to learn and grow further? Is it something general that's trying to bring in brand new fans to the Digimon fandom? Let's take a look at what we've gotten so far and see who this is actually aimed at. So when we look at the comic side of things, we have now finished issue number 2. So it starts off at the very beginning with a very quick card battle in issue 0. There's very little gone into it at all, and it's much more talking about the characters that are involved. It's talking about Owen, Zenith, Arissa, and Shoto. It's talking about their characters, and we get to learn quite a bit about them. And even into the very first issue, we start talking about a sample battle that explains like 1 or 2 of the keywords that are needed in the game. When there are dozens and dozens of them, there's quite a lot to learn. And so, diving into our first real battle, it takes 2.5 releases to get through a single battle, which for us that are keeping track, that takes 7 weeks to get through. And as I said, a lot of these abilities and when things happen, for people like us who have been playing the card game, I personally have only been getting into the card game thanks to the new Digimon card game client. If you are interested in learning about the Digimon card game client and want to try it out for yourself, see this video over here to show you how to make that happen, that you can start playing and learning with everybody else. So, even very basic terms that, some people may take for granted that some people know. Suspended, unsuspended. When does something unsuspend? When does the breeding phase happen? These are not explained at all to people who are brand new to the game. So therefore, people that are so new don't understand. So this, so far, has not really been for them. It's for people that know the card game and are excited about it. So let's look at the novel then that came out. First half of every chapter, the 2 chapters were very similar. First half of each chapter, 1-1 and 2-1, were all about the characters and stories. The 2 Digimon and their tamers talking together, and was a lot about story, plot, world building, things like that people like me personally very much enjoyed. This is what I'm looking at. And then the other half of them, 1-2 and 2-2, were all about the battle. Kind of. I mean, it was showing off brand new cards that definitely people who are into the card game would be very excited to see used and talked about, and they even showed images of these cards in the novel itself to really drive home that yes, these are the new cards, this is what you'll get to play with. But it only shows like 1 or 2 turns of the battle, which, unlike the situational battle that we just had in the novel, took a long time to get through. Where here it seems to be rushing through and, once again, not explaining so much. And of course, both of them beat their opponents. One of them because she actually lost and then had to adapt and learn, and the other one because he's smarter, didn't have to so much. Which fits the characters. I'm not faulting it so far that, the main characters are going to win all the time. I hope that is the case, that sometimes, they will actually lose, because that makes things more interesting. So the other couple things that have come out is now we have the D-Storage coming out. Pre-orders are available for it. And it costs $34. Which seems like quite a lot to me. Sure, it comes with 6 parallel art promo cards that come with it, but as far as I'm aware, parallel art cards just means it has different art. It does the exact same effect as some of the other cards that will be coming in the new set, so that's not such a big deal to most people, unless you are really a collector that wants to collect these. I mean, the deck box is just a fairly standard size that'll fit 55 cards, but it has just opens. It's not like it's a digital thing. It doesn't light up. It's a pretty bland gray box. This has absolutely no interest to someone who doesn't collect the card game, because what would they really do with it? I mean, you can put it on your shelf and it looks pretty with all your other Digimon stuff, but it's not even that pretty. And they did release the tips. The tips do offer a great amount of world building that's been happening, though it puts that world building in a very different location, meaning all in all, even when you're already reading the novel, the comic, then you have to go to this other section to also read up and learn about this, making it a bit of a chore to learn everything. Though thankfully it's all in the same spot, though it's not exactly the worst thing possible. So really, we come back to the central point. of what I've been talking about. Who is this for? So let's be honest, the Digimon fan base is not the largest fan base in the world. We are a very passionate fan base that loves our show and loves everything that comes out about it, for the most part. So we have a decent sized community. Now, the people that actually had the money in order to invest in the card game is a smaller amount of the fandom. I can easily say that not everyone that watches Digimon plays the card game. That's just based on people might not be interested in the card game, might not have the money to pay for the card game. There's many different reasons for it. So you're already taking this small chunk of people and making it even smaller. So they are really going for a very niche audience here. So in the end, with all of these different things coming together, who's this story for? It is clear that it is an advertisement to get people who are already interested in playing the card game excited for new cards, especially the novel, and a little bit of the comic showed off the new cards with Hexabluemon and with Terromon. And I mean, I do understand. Pretty much all of Digimon and many other projects that are similar to it are all about selling merchandise to you. It's about making money. But how many people are looking to spend all the money it takes to get into the card game? From who I've spoken to, people that don't know the card game already, this hasn't explained it well enough for them to know what's going on, especially for 2.5 chapters or releases of the comic. I mean, there should be plenty of time still that they could put out a tip to explain what is going on to newer players in the card game. I mean, after the battle is done in the comic, there is time to explain about the wild Digimon and what's really happening. I really hope that the next few chapters of the novel are not as formulaic after such a hiatus to give us even more about what happenings in the world. Let me ask you, are you still enjoying Digimon Liberator? Let me know down in the comments below what you think about what's been happening, and are you able to follow it? Are you still excited? If you want to discuss it more, you can also stop by the Discord and join us there to talk about Digimon together with everyone there. Thank you all for stopping in and watching. I hope you enjoyed. Remember to stay safe, everyone, and as always, everyone, remember to be awesome. Till the next one, take care.